Taurus, this is going to be your love and relationship focused tarot reading. So let's see what's coming through on the cards now for the sign of Taurus. There's going to be messages in here for the Taurus people that are single, those who are in relationships, and this might even sound like something coming from your past. So just take what resonates today and leave the rest, Taurus. Let's deal them out and I will deliver your messages. Okay. So we're beginning the reading with, your card has come through now, the major arcana coming out here associated with Taurus with the High Priest. Interesting. So you've made some sort of a really important breakthrough in the past that you're now living out in a really advantageous way, and more opportunities are being created for you in terms of love and relationship, Taurus. Okay, so for those people who have had a very sudden departure, Knight of Swords, in a very heartbreaking kind of or painful way in the Three of Swords, this is that energy of like, wow, being really still trapped by like kind of demons or like past hurts, or like being trapped by past regrets and remorsefulness about that. Knight of Swords tells me like the issue that hurt you so much really was how quickly this had to come about, and was there even a chance to like properly say goodbye? Was there even really a chance to get closure, or are you maybe thinking wrap things up or honor what we had? So something has come to light, and whatever about the painfulness of it, for some Tauruses it's tied into how quickly that all happened, or how fast that came about, and wow, that really hurt me. The Page of Coins in the middle of the reading is really kind of heralding now this fresh start energy. So whatever has been done in the past where you've had to live out in your strength and in your truth, it has created some sort of a new beginning in terms of love and relationships at the moment, Taurus. Put this to your significant one-on-one relationships. There is some sort of a fresh start and new beginning energy that has now kind of brought itself around, and there's been a real kind of, you're very hesitant about this, Taurus, because you don't fully trust it. Nine of Swords and Nine of Wands in reverse. You still have your guard up. Imagine these wands like protecting you. Look, there is this energy of somebody in there in the forest area, but they are wary. They're kind of like not sure about which path to go down. So we have a new beginning represented by the Ace of Pentacles and by the Page of Coins. Sorry, we call them coins in this beautiful Salvador Dali deck, but this is the Ace of Coins and the Page of Coins. That is that opportunity for a new path or a new beginning in life, or some sort of a new purpose to explore, represented further than by the Page of Coins, when you're kind of like, oh, I've actually begun putting my practical matters into place, making my phone calls, making my plans, doing my earth sign Taurus energy bits and bobs, where I'm going to start like applying this. So something has become about this new opportunity in love, or in some sort of a partnership or a dynamic where you just don't fully trust it still. It's so wonderful though and aligned. So we're going to find out if your wariness needs to be there, or if this is kind of stemming from, other great things that have happened in your relationship not coming to full fruition, or times being so good and so great and so aligned, but it still felt like there was something missing, and now you kind of have those reservations. It could be linked to this sudden arrival or departure, or sudden quickness of movement around an action that had to been taken in a relationship, or a sudden kind of realization, Three of Swords, of a painful truth. Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, so some of you are still in this kind of sense of loss, the Five of Cups. And it could be linked to this. These together really talk to me about heartbreak, the pain of that, and how we overanalyze and overthink sometimes the circumstances of what had happened. And then we just have this missing or feeling of, like wallowing or not wanting to get out of bed, or just like feeling like the real sort of emotional longing for this other person that was once in your life. So you're still kind of hesitant either to revisit that chapter, to walk down a new path with that same person. You're hesitant about that because of the kind of pain associated with it now currently. And then for others, Taurus, you're hesitant to walk down a path with somebody else because of the past pain with another person. Wheel of Fortune coming up, we'll clear this up. This is looking really good. This is talking to me about some sort of a change in circumstances where opportunities start flying in. And then beside it, I have the Three of Wands, which is really about expansion and getting out there to that big bad world, waiting for this ship to come collect you, to take you off to your new adventure. But let's start clearing up a few of these cards. So, yes, let's look into this Sun card in the past. And let's look at your High Priest, the card associated with Taurus. Okay, so yeah, we need to look into this now and see what's going on. These are we have 4 major arcana cards in this reading so far, so this could be quite intense, or what's going on around you at the moment, Taurus, feels major in your relationship. Let me look at the Sun card and see what else we need to know about that. This motivation to be your truest, most authentic self is really coming through in the reading and in this relationship. So the Knight of Cups, there was somebody from maybe they're still around you, but they are still, their energy has been so important in your life that basically, like, you carry it with you at all times. You carry the embodiment of feeling of sensitivity that this person represented in your life. Like, they encompass these feelings, and you carry that with you still, and you identify yourself with that still, because you are these things too, Taurus, compassionate and sensitive and emotional. But one person you met in particular really changed this for you, and that they allowed you to open up to be the truest person that you could possibly be. And it was the truest version of yourself that for the longest time, Judgment in reverse, you had actually been afraid of embodying. You had been afraid to be vulnerable until this person made it safe for you to be vulnerable with them. And that kind of, it could have been a double-edged sword. Let's keep going, because that's like, for some, they really allowed you to open up, but maybe betrayed this, like we saw in the Three of Swords earlier. And it's still everything is a lesson, right? Good or bad, because even though that may have been painful, it still, regardless, has allowed you to see that those parts of yourself exist, and you can embrace them, your vulnerability, your sensitivity, and your more soft nature, vulnerable, yeah, basically. The High Priest, Taurus, has been really standing up for their truth in this relationship, or in all of the relationships. Let me see, what else are we talking about when we see this High Priest here, or the Hierophant, it's often known as. We are seeing a continued work on yourself, like you are seeing yourself like this work of art here, like a body of work. The High Priest, the Hierophant, Taurus, is all associated with the body. You're seeing yourself as your life as a kind of a tapestry, a body of work that you're putting all your focus and effort, all your focus and your kind of Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Coins, due diligence towards, hello, if not me, then who? You're this lead of this life role of yours, and that's really where you have decided to and have started to embody putting your focus there. Relationships, yeah, they've been flowing, they've been abundant. You haven't had a shortage of a person to be intimate with, but do you want to stick around with them for the long haul? Maybe not. Maybe you're seeing them, Seven of Cups, for what they really are in some ways, and maybe you're not seeing them with those same spark as you once did for some. Okay, so let's keep moving on, and so will we just clear up the Nine of Wands? So you have built up some sort of a protective barrier, it seems. I think it's linked to the Five of Cups, so let's look at those cards together. Nine of Wands reversed and the Five of Cups. Why is Taurus being very skeptical, very suspicious? And what is this pain associated to all of this? It's because the option is there for a fresh start, and some of you don't want to take it. The Hermit in reverse and the Page of Cups. So yeah, two reversals here, the Hermit in reverse and the Nine of Wands in reverse. Very, very guarded, very skeptical. It's shady. What's going on around you seems shady. So you're like, you know, you're really, really looking into it. I get the feeling like with these cards, some of you want to ghost the person you're with and just like pull an Irish exit, not even make it known that you have any plans to do so, because there's something that you're just, look, whatever it may be, Taurus, it's leaving you feeling like you're not good enough, is basically, that's what the end result is. What this could be like to me is not really trusting the person that they're not like kind of out to one up you, or kind of out to like this person that you're dealing with. Like you kind of get the sense like if you guys were in some sort of a competition together, they would have no problem. Well, competition is competition, that's one thing, but if you were two kind of striving towards a similar goal, they would have no problem, you feel like, kind of just like leaving you for dust and storming on ahead, where you're more interested in somebody who will take things slowly with you, I'm thinking. And not to say that to like that fosters any codependency or anything, but it just seems like they don't really consider you, maybe, is the full thing. You've really been doing your kind of homework on this person and looking into them. It's kind of time to stop looking in, digging. Page of Cups, and this is more for, like, there is a possibility for a very good fresh start here, with open communication. But if that has to happen, the Page of Cups, like you now, Taurus, would have to really communicate and open up and offer your cup, and in terms of like, hi, I want you to know that you really hurt me, and you, like, you know, that's where I'm at this time. So it's this kind of continuation of like being your truest, most authentic self, and having to express like, hey, like, what I want you to know something about how I'm feeling, essentially. Okay. All right, so I see a lot of communication, and I think what is needed now, Taurus, maybe is like less digging, less Hermit in reverse, researching and finding out, more expression, like vocally, like there's only one way to sort this out, and we need to just communicate with each other. Let's look at the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, or upright, coming up for you. I feel like there's going to be more expanse and more change and alignment in terms of your relationship. There's going to be a real alignment, like meeting the right person at the right time. I'm seeing coming up here now. Let's look. And just as I was looking at this card, this bull symbol here for Taurus caught my eye. So I'm really, okay, the Chariot is saying another major arcana card, whoa. So we're really, and the World card at the bottom of the deck, all major cards coming up around Wheel of Fortune, which is like upward swing in motion. Chariot, hello, go for this, Taurus. So whatever is coming up for you now in terms of love and relationships, in terms of alignment, there is a nice path for you to take and options to explore with the person you're dealing with. And if they haven't manifested into your life yet, watch out, Taurus, because the Chariot is coming through pretty hot and heavy. The Chariot is coming in as Cancer season. We will approach Cancer season now Monday, the 20th of June. So things could heat up for Cancer season. The World card would tell me that you would need to kind of close a cycle of your life in order for this to kind of really go off without a hitch. The Chariot energetically will bring you towards your destination either way, because you are leveling up in love at this time, Taurus. But for it to go off without a hitch and not, you know, get a flat tire or fall into a pothole, the World card is saying let go of something now, Taurus, so that you can really just walk into this new opportunity without any baggage. Okay, speaking of baggage, Three of Wands. What's going on with the person you're dealing with? Or the person you feel like this may all be about? What's going on with them? They're getting clear about how they might need to move on, and they have some guilt around what they may have done to you, Taurus, and they're actually in the process themselves of letting go of some of that guilt and unburdening themselves. The World card, like we had just there, talks about you know, the culmination, the final step. So maybe they've really reached the final level of guilt or hardship that they can carry still about this, and they're letting it go and they're moving on. Maybe that's time for you to do the same, Taurus. That could be saying Okay, the Tower is here. Let's look into it. What are you afraid of happening again? Some like disaster, catastrophe, the Hermit in reverse again. Right, so whatever it was that you discovered when you went researching, when you went looking, when you figured it all out, that's what you're afraid of happening again. It's pretty clear, right? You're afraid of this catching you off guard and catching you by surprise again. Temperance card at the bottom of the deck, and the last card in this reading, the Six of Coins, which is Moon and Taurus as well, tells me that your energy is about to be repaid. What goes around comes around. What flows in flows out. And this 6 is all about balance restored. I will end the reading with telling you, Taurus, that your energy is about to come back to you. All that good energy you've been putting out is about to be repaid to you in terms of love.